It covers 5.5 million square kilometres. It produces 20% of the world's oxygen. It is home to 10% of all species on Earth. And right now, we are losing it. The Amazon rainforest is not just a forest, it is the lungs of our planet, a vast, self-sustaining ecosystem that has been regulating Earth's climate, water cycle and atmosphere for tens of millions of years. But what would actually happen if it disappeared? The Amazon doesn't just sit under rain, it creates it. Trees in the Amazon draw water up from the soil through their roots and release it through their leaves as water vapour, a process called transpiration. The Amazon releases so much water vapour, it creates its own weather systems, rivers of moisture flowing through the atmosphere that scientists call flying rivers. These flying rivers carry moisture across the entire South American continent. They water the farms of Brazil, Argentina and Paraguay. They feed the rivers that supply drinking water to hundreds of millions of people. Remove the Amazon and those flying rivers stop. Within years, the farmland that feeds much of South America turns to dust. The Amazon stores an estimated 150 to 200 billion tonnes of carbon in its trees and soil. Carbon that took millions of years to be absorbed from the atmosphere. If the Amazon disappeared, all of that carbon would be released, adding more greenhouse gases to the atmosphere in a few decades than humanity has produced in its entire industrial history. The climate impact would be felt worldwide. Global temperatures would rise significantly faster than current projections, weather patterns across the globe would shift, droughts, floods and extreme weather events would become more frequent and more severe, not just in South America but across the planet. The Amazon is home to an estimated 3 million species of plants and animals, many of which have never been identified by science. Losing the Amazon would be the single largest extinction event since the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. Species that took millions of years to evolve, gone forever in a human lifetime. 1 in 4 medicines used today contains compounds originally discovered in rainforest plants. Treatments for cancer, malaria, heart disease and Alzheimer's have all been developed from the Amazon species. The species we haven't discovered yet may hold cures for diseases we haven't encountered yet. Losing the Amazon means losing the library forever. Over 400 indigenous tribes live in the Amazon, some of whom have had no contact with the outside world. These communities have survived for thousands of years in harmony within the forest. Destroying the Amazon destroys their world entirely. Cultures, languages and knowledge accumulated over millennia gone. This isn't a hypothetical future scenario. The Amazon has already lost approximately 17% of its original cover due to deforestation, primarily for cattle ranching, soy farming and logging. Scientists warn that if deforestation reaches 25%, the Amazon could hit a tipping point where it begins to dry out and collapse into savanna, releasing its stored carbon into a cascade that cannot be reversed. This tipping point is not a distant possibility. At current rates of deforestation, some scientists believe we could reach it within decades, and once it begins, it cannot be stopped. The Amazon would essentially destroy itself, the dying trees releasing moisture to the atmosphere, causing further drought, killing more trees in a feedback loop that ends with one of Earth's greatest ecosystems becoming a wasteland. But the Amazon is still here, and where it remains intact, it is extraordinary. A single hectare of Amazon rainforest contains more tree species than the whole of Europe. A single river dolphin, a single jaguar, a single poison dart frog, each one of the product of millions of years evolution that exists nowhere else on Earth. The good news is that the Amazon can recover. Studies of reforested areas show that within decades, a recovering rainforest builds its canopy, restores its water cycle and begins drawing carbon back from the atmosphere. The forest wants to grow, it just needs us to stop cutting it down. The Amazon isn't just Brazil's problem or South America's problem, it is Earth's problem. Losing it would trigger consequences felt in every country, every city and every ecosystem on the planet. It is not a resource to be used, it is a system that helps keep us alive. The Amazon is being lost at a rate of approximately 1 football pitch every minute. It has been doing so for decades.